In a world where the storm comes uninvited and the waves of the ocean underrated. A world so full of power, yet you can be powerless. A world where the essence of your existence can be questioned. A world where good and evil coexist. A world where the life that you were given isn't by your choice. A world where you have to be strong even in the midst of weakness. A world full of unseen wars and warriors, yet you stood out, you survived, you fought and you won. Because you are resolute, you are unafraid, you are fearless, and of course you are undaunted.
Alhaji Seye Usman Benson. Meet Seye Benson. He is a physically challenged man who is a real estate entrepreneur and consultant. Seye became partially crippled when he was a year old. He shares his bitter experiences being a disabled man. Growing up, he had a lot of academic difficulties. Life was not fair to him, especially when it came to settling down. He was being taken for granted often. He tends to always smile through his pain, hence he laughs a lot. And he says he is capable of helping both the able and disabled people, but most especially the disabled people. He is undaunted.
My name is Seye Benson. I'm a native of Ijebu-Jesha in Osun State. I came from a polygamous family, and my mother happens to be fourth wife of my dad. I came about this my physical challenge with what I heard from my mother that at the earlier started working while I was a year old. What happened one night that I was sleeping, then I ran a severe temperature. Before my mother could got to me and picked me up, she realized that the leg has paralyzed and I couldn't walk, which every member of the family began to wonder. Well, through the divine intervention, it took another 3 years before I could, got back to my feet. I mean, walking again. That delayed my education because I started primary education at the age of 9. Can you imagine? I started primary education at the age of 9. So. And I thank God, through my primary education, secondary education, there wasn't any itch. But after my secondary education, I encountered a lot of delay through JAMB. Will you believe it? It was after my 10 years of secondary education, which I did not have any problem with WAEC. I cleared my, result at 6. Before I could have admission into school, it took me another 10 years, to the extent that I had to go to Federal Polytechnic Bida. The first JAMB that was introduced to polytechnics education, that was some years back. I happened to be a partaker, so I even suffer a bit, as well. But I got admission to the Federal Polytechnic Bida, Niger State, and I studied mass communication, where I did my ND. Thereafter, I proceeded to ABU, further my course. And after my education, it already got late for me. I couldn't go for what is it called, wise and what have you. The issue of employment was a difficult thing. So I don't want to take my challenge as an opportunity for me to be disturbing anybody or to be begging, which is never my portion. So I do wonder some, people who have a disability, but they capitalize on that. But let me tell you, there is ability in disability. So I don't condone that. I decided to run my business, which I practice real estate. So I'm a real estate practitioner, despite I deviated from my discipline. So I had the inspiration that this is the business I will do. Never consulted anybody, but the inspiration just got to me through my instincts. There is something that led me to that before I could have that inspiration through my instincts. I needed a room apartment myself because I wanted to pull out from my mommy's house. So I was consulting all these estate agents. They gave me, tough time. They usually demanded for what is it called, inspection fee, which I rubbish. But there were places that I compromised. I gave it to them. So they took me to some accommodation which I don't have interest in. Among those accommodation, someone may decide to say, someone may walk up to me that he or she needs accommodation. I would tell him or her that one agent took me to one accommodation, but I'm not interested. If you don't mind, I can be of help. So I did one, which I was surprised. I just took one to one landlord, which one agent had taken me to. So the man then picked interest in what I wasn't interested in. So he got to the landlord. Landlord was surprised, and he paid the landlord, and the landlord began to wonder that this place has been under the management of an agent for over 6 months. He couldn't put anybody in there. So that I just got to know, he put somebody there. The man felt happy and compensated me. Even the person so-called, the tenant, I couldn't trace him any longer now. He even compensated me. I don't demand any kobo. So, along the line, there was this another woman that she said she needed accommodation. Some building. My house was some houses was away from my house. So I got to know through that landlord that he had a vacant apartment. I took the woman there. And the woman took the apartment miraculously and paid. Regarding the bitter experience I've undergone in my life, and then is this. The first one I could remember was after my education, I went to one office in Lagos, to secure an employment. The man wanted to offer the employment, but the office where where I would be sitting was 4th or 5th, and she said, "With this your disability, no." So he denied me that, And I said I can cope. He said, no. He denied me that. Then, when I had delay in going to the institution, we made up our mind maybe to go to UK and study, but we fell in the hand of fraudsters. Not even only one. We fell in the hand of fraudsters. They were even elderly people who can father me, who can mother me. And that also wasted my time and money as well. So I couldn't go any longer because, they defrauded me. Now, again, women, they do mock me with my challenge. Anytime I have interest in a beautiful woman, they look down on me because of my challenge. Some that they pick interest. It's only they pretend. They do pretend. When they come to me, they exhausted me. I can cite 2 instances. This first woman that gave birth to my firstborn, I was, it's very bad. It's very sad anyway. She was a little bit better off there. Now, thinking that, okay, this guy, let me try him. Let me try him. Because she too was already late for the marriage. Because she was much better than me economically. And she needed, man to be her husband. We agreed to come together. We conducted, little marriage. By that time, there was no employment. So she gave birth to a girl for me. So before she delivered the baby, she had already pulled out of the marriage. This got to understand that it was even a mistake for her to even marry a physically challenged man. Anyway, we separated legally. She was even the one that moved the first petition. So she she divorced me legally. She took the matter to the courts, and then we had a divorce case. Now the second woman that I married happens to be a celebrity. I accommodated her. So along the line, we both agreed to hook up. So we also conducted. In that note, I was getting better off gradually. We conducted marriage, successful marriage. I thank God. So by that time, I was already up. So to the extent that I bought a car for her. She spent like 8 years in my house. Never knew that she was running extramarital affair to me, So people who saw her, they did come and report her, to me that they saw this, they saw that. And she happens to be a quiet, redeemed church while I'm a Muslim. She only tell me that she was going for Fiji. So God made me to catch her red-handed in an hotel. And throughout the 8 years she stayed with me, no child. She went away with my car. And even packed away all my, belongings. People, my neighbors, they pity me. Why? How could a woman, treat me this way? There were people that wanted to step into the matter. So we we separated. Then, well, the third one that is with me, to God be the glory, I'm in my house now, and she too, she has a motive, despite she has been living with me for like 6 years. But we have, children now. But I'm still being careful because she too, she's not someone like a, really rely on. Despite she's under my roof, and there are a lot of things that I've also been noticing. But what they're all after on me is my weight anyway. Even there was this. I'm also talking about this one that is inside my house now. There was a time that we ran out of food stock. So never knew that I had a plan to go to the market and buy the food stuff. After second day, I was at work when she sent, a nasty message to me that she regretted to even marry me because she never knew that I couldn't, take care of her properly. Oh, I was at the market buying the food stuff when the message got to me. Even my boy, I showed the message to, my boy that, look at what happened. Okay, my boy pleaded to react to the message, but let us surprise her. She never knew that we are in the market now. So we bought, food stuff, and then my boy now took the food stuff, the car at home. So she couldn't talk anything. She couldn't talk any longer. So, so as a matter of fact, women, they don't really, love me anyway. It's only what they have to. The able bodies, they do, discriminate, someone with my, challenge like this anyway. I try to beat them despite my physical challenge. I let them know that I'm more energetic to them. I'm more than them. I'm more energetic more than them. Though I'm only saying that the disability does not say that one should be living on, disability. There is ability in disability. I want to encourage my co-people that have challenge. They should not capitalize on that because I don't live on able body. I thank God. I started my business and God helps me. So the disabled bodies, they should also think of what to do. They should not, depend on somebody. Even with my physical challenge, I still have a prayer from, able bodies, from my family side, from, my friends, and they look on to me that this guy can help. They still disturb me, in terms of financial assistance, and I cannot please human being. So the little ones, the little that I can do, they are still not satisfied, despite their able bodies. Despite their able bodies, I let them realize that look, you people, you have to, pity me with my condition. There are things that I cannot say, but I feel that able bodies should not mount pressure on me. I'm not God. You can't expect me to be perfect. You can't expect. Even let me say, my wife. Let me say she's even liability, and she expects me to perform 100%. Anyway, so there are people like that, and able bodies. Whenever I see them, on the streets begging, I don't tell them, "You have challenge. I have challenge. Why should you have to beg? Can't you think of what to do?" Not necessarily if you don't have education. There are, works that you can do. You can go and learn and, start from there. See them, roaming about the streets everywhere. Even the able bodies, the so-called able bodies, they still walk up to me, begging on the streets, and they be offering up, that kind of useless prayers, which they cannot even offer themselves to even make their life better. Anyway, I do give, but at times I feel, feel bad that in this our society, why should somebody be, still begging on the streets despite they don't have challenge, and there are ones that have challenge. So I'm talking against the able bodies who can walk, and also the disabled. I have disability, but I walk. Not necessarily one should have education before you could live, irrespective of your, status. I mean, challenge or not. So you can still do that and live. It's only I don't condone, laziness. I only wrap it up that, those people that are begging on the street, they are lazy. Well, be that as to me, I wish to help, and I do the little I could. So, but they should not expect 100% from me. I'm not God. Only God is perfect. I'm not perfect. So they still annoy with me that they don't perform up to their expectation. So my name is Seye Benson, a physically challenged man, but I am undaunted.